Dynaphones connected. Initiating broadcast signal in
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, this is the Nerd World Order broadcast. I'm the man that you call Dukes, and to my right, it's all about the...
Booyah! What's up? It's your boy Joe, baby.
And to my other right, weighing in at 178 adamantium-filled pounds, Alfonso X-Man Flores.
Mankind has always feared what it doesn't understand.
Here's what I was thinking, ladies, gentlemen, and knights. Hopefully some of you are listening to this live, but maybe you're not. I was thinking that the first person, you can email us, you can put it in the comments, to figure out exactly who the heck, which X-Man Alfonso has given us this week, should get a prize, like whether it be like NWO stickers, something. Because... yeah, some of that stuff I had Alfonso. So you know, if you guys want to put in the comments exactly who Alfonso is, giving us this week, I think that's an awesome idea. I just sprung it on the guys right now. Yeah, what do you guys think?
I like that, but out of curiosity, do either of you know that one? No, yeah, no.
I'm gonna say it's Magneto.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Or Professor X.
yeah, I was looking for yes or no. No, it's rude. Yeah, you're right. It's Magneto. So
Nice.
next week.
So next week, see, I took your prize, ladies, gentlemen, and knights. I stole your prize like a piece of candy as you're walking out of 7-Eleven. I slapped it out of your hand and ran away with it.
Get over
Okay.
here.
Because I'm feeling like Homelander. So, ladies, gentlemen, and knights, today we are going to discuss a little television show that's on Amazon. It's been running for 3 seasons. We're going to be talking about The Boys Season 3. There will be spoilers. We are going to try to keep it PG-13, but if you've ever watched The Boys, it's going to be difficult. So let's get into it. Let's see here. Gentlemen, how were you introduced to The Boys at first? Comic book, TV show? How'd you find out about them?
Well, back in the day, my buddy Wes, he owned this comic shop called All American Comics. Actually, no, that was later. He owned another comic shop called West Coast Empire. Nope, later. Surf City Comics. Yeah, he owned 3. But
Okay.
Wes would not stop talking about The Boys. And I'm like, The Boys? What is it? You know, I'm sorry. I don't really go outside of Marvel. Sometimes I'll go into DC. But a lot of the indie comics, you know, it's always been kind of tough for me because it's like hard for me to get involved in those because it's like a lot of times they just go away. and then you miss them. But The Boys, it's got some pretty good staying power. And he was telling me about it. And he was always telling me these raunchy things that were happening. I'm like, no way. In a comic book? I got to check this out. And I never checked it out. And then one day, like, The Boys on Amazon Prime. I'm like, I'm going to watch that. And then I watched it. Yeah. I really enjoyed it, though. It's been a lot of fun. What do you think, Alan?
When I was initially introduced to The Boys, someone similar to what you experienced, someone was like, oh my gosh, you need to check this out. And I picked up a few issues. They're sitting somewhere in my comic book crates, but I just couldn't get into it. You know, I'm a superhero guy. And even though there were superheroes, they really focused on The Boys. And I just couldn't get into it. And I didn't like Butcher. So once the Amazon show finally came out, I knew it would be graphic. So I checked it out because I wanted something different, and I'm still watching it after season 3. How about you, Joe?
Never heard of the comic. Only just, I have Amazon. I was like, heard about it. Let me check it out. That's how I watched it. I mean, it's okay.
Well, we're going to get into it. It was okay enough to have a season 3. So there's a lot of ways that we talk about the show, but we're going to divide it up. First of all, we're going to talk about the boys and what they're doing in season 3, what our reactions are to that. Because the thing about the boys is that show is designed to get some reactions, even if it goes into lazy writing to make it happen. So let's start talking about the boys first of all. Alfonso, open it up. What do you think about what's going on with the boys this season?
It's interesting. They've always had this, we'll say, a line in the sand that they wouldn't cross. You know what I mean? The whole thing was superpowers are just it's too much for any one person, and nobody can be trusted with them. So they've all been hurt or damaged by somebody somewhere with powers, and they've banded together to take them down. So they realize how all this absolute power corrupts absolutely, and they're like, you know what? This isn't for the world. We got to get rid of these guys. Yeah, and you know they go on, and they're able to do things that, like, you know, you wouldn't think you'd be able to take on superheroes. But you know, of course, everybody has their weaknesses, and they do their best to find them. What do you think, Alan?
You know, I was going to ask you. I had this thought about a minute ago. I was wondering, which of the boys do you feel is like the moral compass, or do they have a moral compass?
Well, you know, Huey was the moral compass, and the season that changed, and now it's Mother's Milk, and that's such a great name, Mother's Milk. You know, it's funny that he's Mother's Milk, and yet Homelander, that was his thing. So yeah, right now this season 3, it is definitely Mother's Milk.
It's interesting when you say that, because as I look at the characters, I never saw Mother's Milk as being like the moral center of the group. And that's one of those things that I just equate to like lazy writing, you know, because without, you know, just going straight into it, like you said before, Huey used to be the moral center. Butcher has always been slightly askew. And then we have Frenchie, who, in my opinion, is probably the most moral of everybody. But, you know, I never really saw Mother's Milk as being like the guy who's going to hold everybody together. And so when they gave him that responsibility, I just wasn't buying it. What do you think, Joe?
Well, this basically, dude, I'm like, I don't know, dude. So like, he's the moral compass. He wears an NWA shirt, and then he wears a KRS-One Stop the Violence shirt, but yet the whole show is about violence, and he's a violent character himself. You know, I don't know, dude. It's just stuff like that. Oh, yeah, it looks cool. You have a cool shirt on. I mean, that's the best part of your character is his shirt. You know what I mean? Frenchie. What's a girl's name that he's trying to go on with? Caitlin? Kimiko. Bro, she's just trying to leave. Like Frenchie, what I don't get is Frenchie wants to be with her. She wants to leave, and then he doesn't leave. You know, and then Louis and his like girlfriend and the little triangle love affair with Supersonic or whatever. And then Butcher, oh, I lost my wife now, and I blame the kid that's not mine. You know what I mean? So like, how do I get like hyped up about that show? Basically, for me, the show is like what DC try to do, the ramifications of a superhero, what they do, the damages that it causes. That's what the boys' whole show is about. Right. What if the superheroes were just all bad? That's what the whole show.
Let me touch on something that you said, which was Frenchie. Frenchie, in my opinion, is the character that sort of doesn't know what he wants to do, and that's what makes him interesting, because his problem is loyalty, and he's always going to be loyal to someone, and it's people that don't deserve his loyalty, right? First of all, he was loyal to, I can't remember the name of the Russian lady, but I'm sure you know it, Alfonso. We'll call her the Russian lady.
The Russian lady.
Yes, that's her official name. Check IMDb. It's the Russian lady. And then he was loyal to Butcher, right? And Butcher at some point went completely off the rails as well, right? However, he meets Kimiko, who in my opinion displays a very pure heart, but she is the most lethal. And that's sort of the dichotomy with her, right?
Right.
She's the most pure, yet she is the most dangerous and most lethal. But she has this pure heart. So now he has the opportunity to be with someone who has a pure heart, but he's still tied down by his loyalty to Butcher. And I feel like that's what makes him really interesting and really compelling, is that he's a killer, but he wants peace, but he's not willing to give up his loyalty to do it.
Yeah, Frenchie, I like, you're right. I do like his character. It's tough because it seems like he's kind of wishy-washy, but in all honesty, that's what it is. You know, he's loyal to his boys, the boys, and you know, sometimes people go a certain way, and you're like, I can't really be back in that. I gotta go, but it's like it's tough because you're still loyal to your friends, right? So it takes a while to get past that. Some people can cut it off quickly. Some people, you know, it's like, well, they're my friends. I'm gonna give them another chance. And sometimes it's just like peace, you know. So is, you know.
Look at my face, dude. Look at my face.
I'm looking at your face.
This is the third season. Has Butcher been loyal to Frenchie?
No, Butcher is loyal to himself. Always.
Exactly, bro. You need to cut that umbilical cord, bro. I don't know why he's still there. You know, there's no reason for any of them to be there, bro.
Yeah, they have
like,
they have a
Louis.
pass.
What's his name? Louis. Louis.
Yeah.
Louis or Huey?
Huey.
Dewey,
Huey.
whatever. He's like you said, dude. He's the moral compass, and then now all of a sudden it seems like he's not. So it's like now it's like you were the guy that made me think about what I was doing was wrong, and then now you're not. And now he's taking. Didn't he take pills too?
It was a temporary form of compound V, or one that only lasted for like 24 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting thing about Huey. He is either going to, in my opinion, Huey, what Joe talked about as far as like the whole show is just about if you had these superpowers, you would become corrupt. This season, that's Huey. I think that's all the season's really about, is just, you know, you have a moral compass, you get these powers, and it's kind of like Captain America, where he got the serum and it said it amplifies whatever you are.
Yeah.
And pretty much that's the thing. And to your point, Joe, that's the whole thing behind the show. It's like, oh, you get these powers, Huey, you've been this moral compass, but now you have the ability to be formidable. So you're going to keep taking this, because at the end of the day, no one's moral if they have the power to do whatever they want. So
Yeah,
I think that's what this season is saying.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's really dumb, because the whole point is to punish the superheroes for doing exactly what they're doing themselves.
Yeah. You know, it's tough. They're trying to find a way to fight it. But yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. It's like they have a focus, they have a plan. Their plan is supers have got to go. But then you get to a point to where it's like, how do you fight Homelander? You know, you can't do anything. He doesn't have a kryptonite. So you have to do something to enhance yourself to be able to be on his level, to take him down. But then you become that one thing that you've always hated, right? And Huey right now is at a point to where he's just been pushed around too much. And you even seen him at home with his girlfriend. He can't open a jar of pickles, right? It's like been a trope. He's been opening jars of pickles that he can't open, and she always takes it from and opens them. And you know, he took that compound V. He, you know, had his powers. They went away. And the next time he did it, next time he grabbed a jar of pickles, he was actually able to open it, or mayonnaise, or whatever it was. So, is there going to be some residual effects of this? Like COVID? Is it going to have long-term effects? Long hauler syndrome?
I'm thinking that there aren't going to be long-term effects, just because I feel like in order for this show to progress, they need to end this storyline and not have it drag out. I do feel like what Joe said regarding simply becoming like the people that you're trying to stop is a reflection, because this show is just full of social commentary. Unfortunately, it's wrapped inside let's say gore and over the top stuff, which distracts you from the social commentary. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that's really what this show is saying. It's saying that, like, you're going to look at the people in power and say they're wrong, they're corrupt, they don't care about people, they're doing whatever they want. Then when presented with the same opportunity to gain that power, you become just like them. That is basically the social commentary.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the nuclear arms race, right? Well, they got 4 nukes. Well, we have 7. Now they have 12. Now we have 32. Now they have 63. Now we have 5,000, right? That's what it is.
Exactly. It's proliferation.
Good word.
It's also like, it's like every superhero is stupid or dumb. You know what I mean? Like, they can't think for themselves. They do dumb things. Like we were talking earlier, like, bro, like, he's like, hey, I want to feel you inside me. So he freaking shrinks up and goes inside his Aduntadon. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching this. It's like The Boys' whole show is to make people go, wow, what are they doing? I guess it succeeded if you got me thinking, like, white guy little dude going through the Duntadons and killing them that way. You know what I mean? Like, their whole thing is trying to find soups, right? Is that the whole organization just to find bad soups?
Mhm.
Dude's just doing coke and doing some sexy stuff with some Duntadons, and then, and then he's a bad dude. He just did it by accident, bro. He sneezed. So it's like, it doesn't make him a bad superhero. He just sneezed, and dude was crying that he killed his partner because he blew up his Duntadon. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I think that was like episode 1 of the 3rd season. I was like, bro, what am I watching right now, bro?
The very first scene.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I watching right now? Am I, like, really seeing this right now?
But that was just a take. The writers were like, hey, what's everybody talking about? Well, Ant-Man should shrink down, go up Thanos' butt, and just enlarge and destroy him, right? That would have stopped everything. So how long did that go across the internet? There was memes, there was TikToks, everything, everywhere. And they're like, hey, we could do that. And they did it. But on the other end.
But the question is, and Joe will say, no, you shouldn't. Just because you can do something, should you?
Exactly. I think that's lazy writing, right, Alan?
I believe you're correct. It was simply unnecessary. It was done for shock value.
Yeah.
It was done at the start of the episode as a throwaway for us to have this conversation, because that point was completely unimportant to anything else that happened in season 1, 2, or 3. It was just there to bait you in and for us to have this conversation, and for Joe to say dun-dun-dun-duns, which I thought were underwear. But
bro, I mean, he was inside of the dun-dun-duns just rubbing it like, like your hand. When people like, when Freddy Krueger used to walk with his hands on the boiler, that's what Homeboy was doing in the dun-dun-duns. And I'm like, bro, I don't need to see the inside of that and see what he's doing. He's like, I'm like, I don't need to see that, man. It already does stuff that pushes to the limit. I don't need to see that. Sorry.
Okay. All I'm saying is I've actually got maybe on some shampoo up in there. It doesn't feel good. I don't know. I couldn't see that. Sorry. Let's go on to a different subject.
yeah,
I'm uncomfortable. I need an adult.
Yeah, we don't really want to go down that path, do we?
We don't want to go down that tunnel.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So there's one character that we haven't talked about. Well, actually 2 if we talk about Butcher, even though apparently Joe hates Butcher. But let's talk about Kimiko. She's gone through a lot this season. In fact, she's gone through a lot. Like seasons 1 and 2, bad, but like season 3, she loses her powers and she's happy about it. I'm not happy about it. Yeah, but what do you guys think about what's going on with Kimiko?
Yeah, she's basically like the Wolverine, right? She's feral. Well, when they first find her, she's feral. She's just this kill her, right? And then of course you find out she's got a heart of gold. So, they bring her in, Frenchie falls in love with her. He reaches her in a place that nobody's reached before, and he's bringing back the human side of her again, right? So she's growing, right? She's realizing, it's like, oh, I had a brother, I never got to go to a carnival. I never got to be a normal kid. I've always wanted to do these things. I don't want to ride a roller coaster, but I want to ride a roller coaster, And when she lost her powers, the fact that she was excited about that she was so happy, it really surprised me. It did, because it's like, that's so much of her. Now, I'm not sure, did she actually really speak, or was that just part of that little dream song sequence that they had?
I thought she really spoke.
Yeah. So, I mean, if she gets rid of her powers and she has the ability to speak again, that could really be a lot for her. You know what I mean? She can reach people the way that she's never been able to before. She can talk to people. She can, it's tough, but I don't think I'm pretty sure she's gonna get her powers back. They need her. She's the beefy part of the team. She's the heavy lifter. So,
Yeah, absolutely. The interesting thing is, I would think from Butcher's perspective, they're not going to need her anymore, because him and Huey can just keep shooting up with Compound V and have some ridiculous powers. So they're not going to need her. And I feel like that may create a situation where maybe she does go away. Maybe her and Frenchie do get away, because that'd be some sweet character development if they do that.
but they're not gonna. Even though they're going to be relying on it for a little bit, they're going to find out what they're doing is wrong. And because that's kind of what the story is here. They're going to get away from that. And they're going to be like, and next thing you know, she's going to be coming in to save their butts, because they're going to be like, I can't do this. And even Captain America went through a phase where he's like, some kid's like, you're just some beefed up steroid jerk. And he tried to get it out of his system. And he was super weak and everything, but he found out that he needed it to live, because otherwise he wouldn't. So he had to go back to his super soldier serum, which is steroids, right? Basically, just beefed up. So
She's going to get her powers back. And let me explain how she's going to get her powers back, bro. Because Frenchie's going to get in trouble with the Russians. She's going to have to go save them. She's going to need her powers. She's going to do whatever she can to get her powers to help them. And that's how she's going to get it back. That's going to happen. She's not going to not have the powers, bro. That's going to be a reason for her to go back and get the powers. That's going to be their arc where she's happy. Hey, we're both human. We can go away. He's going to get in trouble, and she's going to have to decide whether or not she wants her powers back again.
Dude, that makes so much sense. He's going to get in trouble. He's going to end up in Russia. She's going to have to go through the Upside Down. She's going to go over there. She's going to meet this guy. She's going to fly across. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's the arc. She hates her powers because of what the powers did to her and her brother.
Right.
So for her to get her powers back, that's the dilemma she's gonna have to decide to go save Frenchie.
Right.
You're making a lot of sense, Joe. I'm just trying to be an optimist in this case and hope that they just ride off into the sunset. That's what I'm hoping for.
But, what's crazy about the whole thing is, like, the comic book changes the whole. It's not the same as a TV series, because, like, spoiler alerts, if you guys never, well, obviously they're going to change. It's not like the comic, but Butcher kills everybody. So it's in this one, it doesn't seem like it might not go that way, because they've already changed lots of the storyline thus far. They take some of it, but they've changed a lot of it. Like, was it Namor? Is it Namor?
Oh, the Deep.
No. The guy in the black costume.
Oh, Black Noir.
Yeah,
Black
Noir.
Noir.
Where in the comics he was actually a Homelander clone. In this one, he's not. So
He's pretty powerful though.
Yeah, but he's not the actual clone of Homelander. He looks like Homelander in the comics, so it's kind of different. So I guess I appreciate that they're changing it from the comics, because watching the show, you see what Butcher does to everybody at the end. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if they change the ending and don't make it the same as this, it could be better. Because I don't think people would like this ending for that if that's how The Boys ends.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, Butcher is completely void of his morals.
Mm-hmm.
So they are moving that way.
Yeah.
Perhaps he will, and we'll see.
Hey, before we go too much further, I want to mention something about the comic books. I see you've dabbled in them. I don't know how much you've seen, Joe, but did you guys know that Huey was originally designed after Simon Pegg? And, of course, Simon Pegg aged out by the time they had the show. So they just made Simon Pegg's Huey's father on the show.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, you look at that book, it looks just like Simon Pegg. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's super cool. I dig that. So you guys ready to talk about before we talk about the 7, what are your final thoughts on Butcher? You think he's going to stop taking that compound V, or is he just hooked on that for life?
I think something's going to happen to where he's going to realize, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. And, I bet you it's, Homelander's at his feet. Something's going to happen. Like maybe the little boy is going to get hurt or something. And he's going to be like, I can't do this. I can't do his voice. But I'm really enjoying Carl Urban. He's, if he was only a foot shorter, he could be a decent Wolverine. But yeah, there's something's going to happen because the whole thing of the boys is they got to take down the Supes. And he's going to just look in the mirror and he's going to be like, look, oh man, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then it's going to be back on the, everyday normal business.
So far, what you and Joe have both said is going to happen is some movie cliches. Kimiko gives up her ability to be human for her true love, and at some point, Butcher has a moral revelation that he cannot continue to have superpowers. Does that sound about right?
I don't think he is. I don't think he is, dude. Like, okay, Butcher lost his wife. That's not his son. He looks at the kid, and that's the home. That's what Homelander. That's a reminder of what Homelander did to his wife.
Right.
He doesn't care for that kid. Obviously, he doesn't care for his homies. And just like the comics, if Louis, Dewey, Huey, whatever the guy's name is, if the guy is the moral compass at the end of the season to make him turn, I could probably see that because he said that's his moral compass. Whatever season that was, I can't remember. But if it's not going to be Louis, Huey, or Dewey, then he's never ever going to come back. He has no reason to. He has no friends. He has nothing. No family. He doesn't have anything. What's to live for?
You know what it is? I just figured it out. You know why they're making mother's milk the glue that holds everyone together? Yeah. He's going to die. And everyone's going to have this moment where they stop. And it's probably going to be because the guys had superpowers. They couldn't stop themselves. They couldn't, power down enough to help out mother's milk. That's when everything turns. That's when they say, oh, we have to stop doing this for mother's milk. I'm calling that cliche. Okay. I lazy wrote that myself.
Bro. He's going to want to spend the whole time he wants to be with his daughter, and yet he chooses not to be with his daughter.
Yeah. So are you guys ready to talk about I was gonna say it in Spanish, but I don't know what 7 is in Spanish. So are you guys ready to talk about are you guys ready to talk about El Siete? And why did I say it in Spanish?
Probably because of what was that new guy's name?
Supersonic.
Supersonic,
the most not Hispanic guy who they kept pushing as Hispanic I've ever seen.
Homelander brought up tacos, man. That was wrong. Dude, Homelander's a jerk.
Homelander's a straight fool, dude. That's why you have to love Homelander. Yeah. Because you ask yourself, is he just that oblivious, or does he just do stuff and not care? Like he knows he's messing with you,
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is like at the beginning, the only thing they could really do to rein Homelander in was his ratings, his appeal to the people. He coveted that so much above everything else, and now it's like you don't care. So it's like you got nothing really to hold him back. He's got no kryptonite.
It's interesting because I feel like the Homelander being out of control thing, it's like this slow burn. It's like it's kind of scary in a sense because at this point we don't know what he's going to do.
Right.
He is unchained, unleashed, and I think that's probably the most exciting thing about this season is Homelander unleashed.
Right. But you know, it's like you had Stormfront who lived after last season, right? And she, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but you got Stormfront, and like he still loves her. You know, she's Nazi scum, but he still loves her, and you know he's out there talking to the press, and he's like, you know, well, you know, we're misguided, and, you know, but you know, everybody of course thinks she's dead, and you know, and then all of a sudden she takes herself away from him. You know, she kills herself, and now he's like Butcher. It's like, what, you know, I've got nothing holding me back, and he's gonna let it go, man. I don't know, man. It's, you know, Superman has always been this Boy Scout, and what happens when you don't have that Boy Scout appeal? You know, what are you gonna do? Then you've got Homelander, and he just wrecks everybody, man.
Homelander, bro. I just remember the scene, like when Stormfront, is her name Stormfront? She was like all burned up, bro. And I'm like, and I hear this, like, what are they doing?
Well, you gotta hand it to her. You gotta hand it to her.
I'm like, she's really doing the business while he's sitting there talking. I'm like, is this what Homelander is, bro? Whenever he's feeling stressed or like his anxiety's popping, like something like, didn't he do that to the other girl, like who he killed? I don't remember her name, bro. The main, the main, the same thing, bro. It's just like, this dude's demented. He's weird, bro.
So weird.
It's just like Homelander's wrecking homes. Yes. Just like, bro, the dude is like, bro, it's like I can't unsee him as Zach from Saved by the Bell.
Right.
I can't.
I think that's a perfect analogy, because have you guys ever seen that it's like a YouTube series called like Zach Morris is Scum or something like that? Yeah, dude, you got to watch it. Like basically they go back and they show you scenes from Saved by the Bell where Zach does something, and it's so messed up.
He's a jerk.
Yeah. And that's
so basically he's Scott, where is he using with powers, right? Zach with powers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He totally is. And it
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean you're spot on, where everything that he does, like Zach Morris, seemed totally fine to him, totally normal. But it's just outlandish and far out there. I will say what Homelander engages in is normally seen as a stress reliever. So should we really think that he's going that far? No.
Bro, this dude was killing people on planes and using that as a stress reliever.
Hey, sometimes I don't turn my reports in on time. You know? Tomato.
I mean, that's messed up when your girlfriend's like, you know, she's got one arm, she's all burnt up, laying there, can't breathe.
Yeah.
And, you know, but she's got one good hand.
I am not going to say anything because people will be like, Alan Dukes is a Zach Morris. I'm not going to say anything. Okay?
Bro, she looked a burnt up Kelly. Oh, Zach, it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
So, A-Train this season. Wow, he's losing his powers too, huh?
I did not understand that. I mean, wasn't he taking V and it overloaded him and that's how he lost his powers? Can you guys refresh my memory?
That's exactly what happened. And,
okay.
And then he's so used to eating so much because you know he had this high metabolism. And then what did Homelander start calling him? Like pudgy and stuff? And
yeah.
You know, so wrong, dude. You can see that man almost cry.
You know, I feel like A-Train is worse than Homelander because A-Train consistently screws people over just to get, you know, a little favor with Homelander. And it's like, come on, dude, you see how horrible he is, but you're willing to just sell people out, get them killed. You know, or you know, when he had that one dude, what was his name? Blue helmet. What was it?
Blue. The Blue Meanie. No, I know
No.
the blue guy. Blue guy going around the town beating up all the black guys.
Yeah. Okay. Like that whole thing was just he didn't do it for the community. He did it so he could get some press time, and it
Right.
backfired on him. The dude's just a total jerk. Like he's,
Mhm.
in my opinion, he's worse than Homelander.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, and what they're doing with the Deep right now is, dude. Well, so he's got himself a girlfriend that he got from that church, cult thing that he survived,
Yeah,
and he's got this side thing going with his octopus, with Timothy or something. Oh man, that's so wrong.
yeah. That's one of those things where I feel like they wanted to push the envelope, and
Right.
it just came across as unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Deep is one of those characters that he's another one of those that's not likable, but it's like yeah, I can't say anything about the Deep that would not ruin our PG-13 rating, so I'll let one of you guys jump in.
Dude, it's just so like they, to Alfie's point, the Ant-Man thing, they gotta throw that in there, right?
Right.
And then this octopus, they gotta throw that in there because of the comment of Aquaman. That's the only thing I can think of the reason why they did that. It's just
I think he did it first though, before Aquaman.
no,
Oh yeah, because he had a
no.
dolphin thing going.
Yeah, he did the dolphin.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I
See.
don't
Shows
know
you
what
how
the
much
purpose of that was.
It shows you how much I know about this show. Darn it. I don't care about this show. I try to watch it just so we can talk about it. I'm just like, I can't do it, dude. I just can't do it, Captain. I just can't do it. But, dude, it's like, and then A-Train, he's a punk, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, this, you want the respect from a dude that was going out with basically a racist.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what I mean? And then your brother gets beat the hell up. And it's just like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing, dude? And it's just like, if you know what, dude, if he doesn't kill Louis Huey Dewey's girlfriend, dude, that Louis Huey Dewey wouldn't even be in there with the boys in the first place.
Right.
Good point. Very good point.
And then, like, what did he do? He take the V compound just to get faster?
Mhm.
Yeah, he was in a race against someone who was younger and faster, so he used Compound V in order to enhance his abilities.
But if you look, he still looks young. So it's like, I don't know. It's just get someone that looks older than, because he still looks young. Like, there's no reason for him not to be just as fast.
Well, it's just people are being born and they're faster. I don't think it's he's losing his speed. I think people are, evolving in this world, and he's not as fast as some of them. So he's got to do something.
Yeah. I think that's a reflection on just society as a whole. It's like, how do you keep that competitive edge, whether it be like athletes or business or anything like that? People are always looking for those competitive edges. What can I do? People do crazy stuff in order to keep that competitive edge. Like, oh, I'm gonna sleep in a hyperbaric chamber, or oh, I'm gonna take these supplements. It's how the world is, and unfortunately, A-Train's no different than a lot of us in that sense. Now, he is a punk ass. Ass on PG-13. Yeah. Everything about him, dude. He just completely he gravitates towards his community when he feels like it's going to benefit him. Otherwise, he cares nothing about it. He sells out his friends to gain favor with someone. There is nothing good you can say about A-Train. Nothing.
But
nothing at all.
To be fair, Supersonic should have never went to him. He's useless. What's he going to do against Homelander right now? He can't even go get him tacos. You know what? I don't know, man. But and then
Supersonic.
S is for super. Oh, sorry. Yeah, but I want to get back to the Deep really quick, because when Homelander just made him eat that octopus, that was hilarious, man. Because first of all, you don't like Homelander, you don't like the Deep, and like this one thing that Homelander's doing, you're like, yeah. Yeah, make him eat that octopus. And he's like,
do you think that Homelander knew the relationship between the Deep and the octopus?
He has super hearing, dude. He has X-ray vision. He knows.
That's the problem with a Superman type character. Why doesn't he know everything all the time? his powers work when it's convenient for the plot,
Right.
but
Mhm.
not when it helps the plot move along, you know? So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Well, I mean, I guess you can only look in so many directions so many times and, actually take in, process information. So I don't know. I shouldn't be trying to make excuses for it. You're right. That is lazy writing.
It is, dude.
Let's talk about everybody's favorite member of the Seven, Starlight.
Yeah.
What do you think's going on with, or what do you guys think of what's going on with Starlight and Huey?
I like the fact that she's trying to take everything down from the inside. She's starting to play Homelander's game a little bit and turn it against him. But naturally he one-ups her around every corner. You know what I mean? And to see the heartbreak, to see that Huey is taking this new Compound V that's out there. She's just like, you could have come to me. You could have talked to me. I could have been there for this decision. And it's guys do a lot of stupid things, and a lot of times they lose the girls because of it. So I'm sure they're going to rekindle their relationship somehow. I don't think it's beyond repair, but I'm sure they're going to be separated for a while.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with her whole moral stance on Huey taking Compound V, right? Because it's like if one person was rich, like you go into a relationship and one
Mhm.
person's like really rich, and then the other one like, hey, I got a 9 to 5, I'm getting by, but I'm not like filthy rich. And then like the other person goes out and they're like, oh, I got rich too. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you would get rich without telling me at first. It's like, you already have powers.
Mhm.
I'm going to have powers for a day, and you're trying to get moral with me? No, thank you.
You know what it is? It's like in relationships today. Not all relationships are like that, but it's like you're going out with vice versa. They make more money, like you said, and you have a chance to get as much money. Either you say, hey, let's get this bread together and we can stack up some chips, or you're like, no, because you feel like you have something above, like, than the person in your relationship, because you that status quo, like you're still kind of the top dog or top girl in the relationship, and you like being the person that can provide and do all that stuff, and then now you got another person come and go, and then the other person's like, you know what, we could do this together, like let's do that. And that's where I think that problem is, because like you said, dude, she's just like, why'd you come to me? Like, why? Like, I have powers just like you have powers. Maybe we can both go together. Like, what do you think she would have said, Alan, if he rode up, if Louis, Huey, and Dewey rode up and said, yo, Starfish, check it. I have an opportunity to get some powers. I can teleport. What do you think? What do you think she would say?
Well, you see, I understand the point that you guys are making, and it does make a lot of sense. But to me, it's more like, I'm rich too, but I'm selling drugs, right? That's kind of what I'm seeing with, Huey stance right now is, and why she's taking that moral high ground, why she's, it's like you're just going about it the wrong way. He wasn't born with powers. Actually, I don't think anybody was really born with powers.
They
all
weren't.
injected.
They all got that injected when they were babies, so there's no
Right.
different. He just has the opportunity to do it himself. It wasn't Starfish's mom that said, hey, I want my kid to have that.
I don't know. Wasn't it her mom that was making her do it? Because they showed that flashback where she was doing that beauty competition, like Honey Boo Boo, right? And then she's making it. She's all doing the Jubilee thing, and then you hear da 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 da.
Yeah, no one has powers. They just inject the kids, except let's say Homelander's kid. He's probably one of the first kids born with powers, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I think you're correct.
Yeah. So, it's really weird that she wants to take this stance, like, oh, I can't believe he did that, and all he's doing is bypassing mommy and making a choice to do it himself.
Right.
Yeah, he's. So, I think that Starlight is just the best. You know, I think that she's just an awesome hero. But in this case, I feel like she fell on the wrong side. You know, it's like, don't judge my boy for something that you're doing yourself, pretty much, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing is she never made the choice, right? It was thrust upon her. Where he's like, I don't know. I see, like I said, I see your guys' point. I just see it from a little bit of a different parallel.
Yeah, yeah. But then that's just like being born into a wealthy family, like, oh, I didn't want to be rich,
Yeah,
but here we are.
bro. And Louis, Dewey, and Huey's like, hey, I invested in some money in some Bitcoin, and our brother got paid. So don't be mad at me because we both got the money.
Right.
Those are facts. Those are definitely facts. Maeve is often overlooked, which is
Yeah.
weird, right?
Yeah.
She's kind of like, they make her Wonder Woman. Obviously, she's supposed to be Wonder Woman, but
Mhm.
she's just a background character that's not like, people don't care about Maeve that much. She's just used to move the plot along.
Mhm.
Do you see her doing any becoming interesting at all?
I'm pretty sure she's dead. Black Noir took her out, dude, at the very end. Homelander, you guys don't remember that at all? You know, she
No.
was giving Homelander the what's up, you know, getting in his face, telling him how it is. Next thing you know, Homelander's like that little face he does, and he like kind of points his eyes to look behind her. She looks behind her, Black Noir's there, and he's like, and then it faded to black.
Because doesn't he like smell like the butcher on her?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he said
yeah.
definitely.
He's like, I smell butcher.
Oh,
I smell
you know,
butcher.
I don't understand, because like when they did the flashbacks and they showed Black Noir, he seemed like a pretty upstanding citizen, you know, and now it's like, why is he Homelander's, you know, right hand man, you know, I mean, it doesn't seem like the type who's afraid of Homelander and doing what he's doing because he's afraid of him. What is it that Homelander has that's causing him to just like fall right in line?
Well, there's one of two things. Either it's going to be revealed, or time to take a shot, ladies and gentlemen. Lazy writing. Yeah, it could just be lazy writing. But you know, there's one person who's not a member of the Seven. They're both a villain and a hero, and also a former member of the what's the name of that show? Supernatural. Is also a member of Supernatural, which apparently some people love. Let's talk about, as Replica Pro Wrestling put it, Soldier Boy is crazy. Let's start talking about Soldier Boy.
I don't know what the rest of that song was. Why me crazy? Why me ho? Soldier Boy. Never mind.
Alan's never heard that song before.
Come on, you've heard it.
In fact, I have, Joe.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah. Didn't Soldier Boy come out with a gaming system around like 2 Christmases ago?
What?
Yeah, look it up.
I don't know.
It was called like the Soldier 5000 or something, and it never actually like it was supposed to have like, you know, 5,000 games, but only 5 of them actually worked.
That's
Or like,
hilarious.
or like there would be 2 games, or like there'd be 5 games that were like, they all had different names, but the only difference was the color of the backgrounds. It's like the Soldier Boy 5000.
That's hilarious. Oh man,
Oh my gosh, dude.
Soldier Boy.
So, yes.
He's a lot of fun, man. It's like, that is, you know, it's like you got Homelander who's Superman, and I know we're crossing streams, but you know, Soldier Boy's your Captain America, the man from the past who's been asleep, who's come up in this reality, and it's like, you know, walking down the street and he sees a couple guys kissing, and he's like, what? You know, he's like that old man stuck in the 40s, 20s, something like that, and he's an interesting character. It's so funny too, because I think one of the writers, Kripke, is on this show. He was also on Supernatural, and there's been a few little things that have gone over. Like there's this guy named Bobby Singer on Supernatural, who's kind of like the boy's mentor, and on this show, his name is Robert Singer, and he's actually running for president, right? And then and then in Supernatural, Dean Winchester was always wanting to use the rocket launcher, right? And when they had the flashback, he's got this rocket launcher on his shoulder, and then the woman's like, "No, you can't do that. You're gonna aim it right at the munitions dump." And he's like, like he never gets to use the rocket launcher. But I don't know what his powers were before. I know now he can do this explosive thing, which apparently takes away superpowers, which could be very good in fighting Homelander. But well, he was just super strong, super buff, fast. Did they say anything about what his powers were before?
Yeah, he's a bootleg Captain America
Makes sense.
knockoff.
What are you guys thinking of him?
Yeah. I didn't really care for the character.
Yeah.
I feel like Homelander works because he is such a bizarre version of Superman. Like, you get it, right? It's like, this makes sense. You would become that extreme if you had absolutely nothing to fear. Whereas Soldier Boy, it feels like he's just there for the sake of pointing out, like, hey, back in the 40s and 50s, people were racist and, people were sexist. Yes, they were, but the humor that we get from him is all derived from that. And I believe it just comes across as writing that didn't have very much effort in it.
Lazy writing.
I like the way you said that a little differently.
Well, bootleg Captain America, he was just a bad person before he even woke up from a slumber. He was just like every superhero is just a bad superhero, and the people that are fighting him are just bad people.
Right.
Except Starlight, she is good in every way.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know, dude. I mean, let me just fool the audience and make you think that bootleg Captain America is going to be the one that take down Homelander, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, maybe for a minute. And by the way, Supersonic was a good guy. He was a Backstreet Boy, whatever.
I mean, NSYNC boy.
NSYNC boy, right? He was a pretty good guy, but he got his face destroyed.
So Replica Pro Wrestling says that Soldier Boy is a combination of Captain America and Winter Soldier mixed together. You guys see that?
I can see that.
I don't think. No, not me, because he got long hair. I mean, like, the Winter Soldier wasn't like, I mean, what part of Winter Soldier? I guess I should ask Replica. What part of Winter Soldier do you think? The look, maybe? Like the long hair and wearing all black, maybe. But Winter Soldier wasn't a jerk. That guy's a jerk. Winter Soldier does kill people, but he's not like Winter Soldier wouldn't wake up and walk by and see two guys, like kissing and give him like a little look. You know what I mean?
So I would say, and Rep, feel free to jump in at any point. I feel like the combination is that Winter Soldier, even though he was programmed to do so, killed without mercy or context or understanding what he was doing. It was just like he was programmed to kill. Whereas Captain America has a moral center. When you take away that moral center, he becomes Soldier Boy. So that's why I would agree that the mix is there, because they're from a power perspective, no, but from that loss of morals, yeah.
And they were both taken by Russians, so there's that. Dude, that was intense. The Russians are doing all those experiments. Well, let's see if he's as invulnerable inside as he is outside. And they got a machine gun right in his mouth. Oh man! And then the stuff that Butcher says, like, yeah, they took a rocket, shoved it right up. Oh.
Yeah, I think that Soldier Boy is going to create a whole new dynamic in the show, because there's just so many questions about, is he going to team up with Homelander, or is he going to work on the side of the boys, or is he going to just go into business for himself? We really don't know. We don't understand his powers at this point. We don't really know, what's going on. So he's probably the most interesting thing that they brought into the show so far.
Well, it's going to be like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So they're going to use him. They're going to fight Homelander. Something's going to happen. And they're going to realize, well, now we got to take down Soldier Boy, right? But Soldier Boy is like worse. And like, well, what are we going to do now? Next thing you know, Homelander comes and saves the day. And he's like, well, you owe me one, Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's just lazy writing.
I personally feel like there's going to be a lot going on, and I do look forward to the next episodes, which, the first, I think they're on episode 5 right now.
Right.
The first 1, 2, 4, 3, I was hating the show. It's interesting because I watched it after Joe, and I was like, I understand why Joe hates the season. But then as the show went on, I was still like, I know why Joe hates the season. But then episode 5, I was like, okay, this is going somewhere. It's starting to get interesting.
Maybe. They've already been approved for season 5.
Well,
Or is it season 4?
Rep Pro Wrestling asked a good question. It's probably going to be season 4. Do you expect Soldier Boy to be in any seasons past this one?
I don't see him making it out of it.
I don't think so. Well, there's a season 4. They're in season 3 right now, right?
We're in
Right.
season 3.
Yeah. So it's already been approved for season 4. They're doing it right now. So like if this dude, unless they make it to where he doesn't have that radiation to take people's powers away, I can see him being in the next season. But if they're going to use him to fight Homelander, he's either going to kill him or he's not going to kill him. You know what I mean? So like if he doesn't have that thing to take away the power, then they're not going to beat Homelander.
You know what? I think I got it. I think I figured it out right now. So you've got Soldier Boy, whose power takes away people's powers, right? Kamiko's power is gone, right? He's going to take down Homeland, and then they've got to take down Soldier Boy, and then Kamiko's going to come back. She's like, hey, my powers came back. It was temporary. And they're going to be like, oh, crap, that means Homelander's going to come back, and that's how they're going to end it.
I don't know. You know what? You do have a good idea. What if because they changed it from the comics. What if this dude uses his powers to get, to take away Homelander's powers? They kill him, and then bootleg Captain America becomes the next villain.
I could see that happening too, especially with that actor. He's a pretty big commodity right now in nerddom, and he's got nothing else to do.
That way you can break off and do a new, different type of story. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point, because at some point having Homelander as the ultimate villain is going to get boring.
Mm-hmm.
But keeping with the idea that you take your most popular symbol of, good, with Superman being that for DC, Captain America arguably being that for Marvel, it makes sense to make that transition from Superman being the big bad to Captain America being the big bad. So that's a good point. I like it.
Yeah.
That might trick my interest.
Something's got to be in there for you, Joe. They got something for everybody. But hey, I was checking the chat right now, and Rep Pro Wrestling was asking about Batmite. Batmite is one of our favorite guests that we have on the show. He is a frequent, but he's not part of the show. One of my best friends in the world, but we'll have him back on again someday soon to talk about, I don't know, probably Star Trek. I don't know.
You got to watch it, Alfie, first, man.
I do,
Have
man.
you watched any of the Star Treks?
I mean, I've seen a lot of the, Next Generation. I've seen a lot of the original. I haven't watched anything other than that, a couple of the movies, but it's like, it's overwhelming. I'm going to need like a guide. You know what I mean? Come with me on this journey. Let us watch the Star Treks. Write me out a map and I will follow.
X-Man, I will write you the map.
It's all.
I will write you the map because Discovery is so good. And
It's
the
really
great
good.
thing is, you need a map to understand the journey of Captain Pike. But once you have that map, it's mind blown. I hope you hear this, Stephen Burnett. You need that map, homie. I'm gonna get you the map too, and you need to watch Discovery as well, or Discovery, also the original series, and also Strange New Worlds. It's a map that you will enjoy if you watch it. So
Yeah, it's really good.
Really,
The
really
pop cult pest.
good. The what? Pez
The
and a
cult-
what?
The pult clot. TCP.
Dude, don't confuse Alan.
I'm not even confused, bro. See how I'm not even trying to say it at all?
The Code Popcast, bro.
Cult
In fact, I
podcast.
might just start throwing up like TCP.
Hey,
Yeah, you
that
know
sounds
me.
dope. He should do that, right?
You're down with TCP.
Full on Steven should just change it to TCP, bro. That'd be sick. You know what, TCP? Yeah, you know me, baby.
So it looks like Amanda is looking for that map as well. So I'm not sure where I can post the map, but I'm going to post the map because, I was introduced to Pike like 20 years ago, possibly 30 years ago. I love seeing him again in Discovery, and I'm like, this dude has his own show. I'm going to post the map so you can all see it. So, Replica Pro Wrestling, you're in on it too now. We get you guys that map for Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
X marks the spot.
By far the best captain. Don't at me.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, did we cover every member of the 7?
We didn't talk too much. Well, we did talk about Black Noir, but there's not much to say about him.
Yeah.
I think they're saying he has something's wrong with his brain now because of the explosion.
Right.
That's probably why he's like does things like you draw pictures in the corner and stuff like that.
Right.
Interesting.
I'm checking the list twice. It was kind of cool to get a special guest appearance by Paul Reiser, the legend. Paul Reiser, Mad About You.
He was also on Stranger Things, bro, but he's not.
He was.
Yeah.
Oh, and the guy's name is Blue Hawk, like the guy in Cobra Kai.
Yeah, wasn't Blue Meanie from ECW, bro?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That.
ECW. Dude, I was totally watching that like on Peacock.
Yeah.
Like the rise and fall of ECW and Los
Yeah,
de la Rebajo.
I think we covered everybody, dude. Except for that one new CEO of the company, man. I can't stand her. I mean, the thing is, as an actress, she does a great job because she instills that anger in me. That's just one person I don't like, and pretty much everything she does. But I'm sure she's a great person. Nothing against her personally, but she can do that part very well.
Let me tell you why you should love her, Alfie. Because if Professor X actually does what she does, he wouldn't be dying in the movies all the time. Very violently. I'm just saying.
Dang, Wanda. Why she got to do the prop like that?
Well, gentlemen, it looks like we've covered the boys. It looks like we've covered the 7, and we've also covered Soldier Boy. So this brings us to the end of this episode of the Nerd World Order broadcast. So until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and knights of the Nerd World Order, I am NWO.
We are NWO.
Nerds Redefined. Booyah!